Well, our national property investment landscape is certainly changing week on week. In my 30 plus years as a property investor, I've never seen anything like this. 6 months ago, it was almost impossible to understand where the opportunities during this COVID-19 period would come from. It was like a messy Rubik's Cube of information that week after week has gradually brought together a clearer picture of what would be the best property investment strategies to go after, as well as what would be the best locations to target. And now, October promises to be yet another significant turning point, as I believe we're going to see the monthly performance of our combined capital cities very likely to show positive growth. Now, this is really good news. It illustrates the resilience of our national property markets and caps the total amount of correction during this entire COVID period to less than 3%. We are also about to experience a number of other factors, and the analysts are now all changing their opinions from doom to boom as they see these trigger points that are fast approaching. Now, they're going to happen one after the next. And like I said, there's a lot of positive effects that will come from each of these trigger points. For example, when the Reserve Bank meets on Melbourne Cup Day, I expect that we will hear that our first recession in 30 years is already very likely to be coming to an end this quarter, triggering the start of our post-COVID-19 recovery much sooner than anyone expected. I think we'll also see the reopening of our state borders over the weeks ahead will trigger a hive of new activity from both buyers and sellers, particularly advantaging a number of those key regional markets that are already the big winners of COVID-19. We'll also see, I think, further comfort around travel between New Zealand and the Australian states, and this will add greatly to the feeling that things are returning to normal and boosting confidence because of that. I also think we'll see positive headlines over the summer period ahead describing a roaring boom in retail, tourism, auctions, and this will further increase confidence in the investors and the whole of our general market. But perhaps the most significant of all, the trigger point that I think will have the most impact will be when lending criteria eases in 2021. It'll create a massive surge of investors that, many of those that have been stuck on the sidelines without the ability to secure finance, but will now really be back in the game. So look out for that one. We obviously also can't underestimate the impact a recognised and trusted COVID-19 vaccine could have by mid to late 2021, and that's going to come around sooner. It all comes around pretty quick. Now, this breakthrough will significantly signify that this global pandemic is coming to an end, and news of that will create instant waves of confidence and provide, I think, big benefits to all the global economies. Now, of course, a vaccine breakthrough will also bring us much closer to the reopening of international borders, allowing immigration and tourism to recommence, and all of this could be, 12, 18 months down the path, which is not long in the terms of being a property investor. Now, with Australia also expected to be at the top of everyone's list of places that they want to visit or they want to escape to and relocate to as soon as possible in the post-COVID period, I don't think we can underestimate that every single trigger point that we're going to see over the months ahead means that every week counts for investors. It's now more important than ever for investors to take steps to become buyer ready. You really need to consider what is becoming buyer ready. It's a crucial step that every successful property investor knows about and makes part of their preparation. It's a topic that I hope I'll get to share more insights on as soon as next week, but that will of course depend on what other significant market shifts happen over the next few days that potentially take priority.
Location approved, property approved, safety guarantee. Invest approved, protecting you every step of the way.